good afternoon to you. Just wait for a company Airbus 319 to go behind you, then push back to approved, face to the south.
London Heathrow, Europe's biggest and busiest airport, transporting more than 73 million passengers every year.
Just your passport, please.
That's fine. How many passengers?
6.
This is so big, this is so complex, it's Gatwick on steroids.
With the flights taking off or landing every 45 seconds, Heathrow is operating at full capacity, and there's no room for error.
You know, if Heathrow sneezes, the rest of Europe and the world catches a cold.
We could have blown something, is that what you're saying?
Even the smallest problem can cause chaos.
915 and 919 have been cancelled. Nothing is landing, nothing's taking off.
And cost the billion-pound business a fortune in fines and lost revenue.
The responsibility is huge, can get extremely stressful.
This series goes behind the scenes.
This is the bit no one sees.
To follow the hidden army of staff, working against the clock to get thousands of planes away on time.
It does give you a rush.
Just watch his tail, guys.
Wow, look at you.
The size of a small city, Heathrow has its own police force.
Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you to come with me, please?
Paramedics and religious leaders. From the cleaners and baggage handlers
Now, we'll not get to run over me toes.
to the air traffic controllers and CEO.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Everyone has a vital role to play
All good, clean fuel.
in keeping Britain's most famous airport flying.
It's in the hands of God, really.
American 135, hold position, contact ground 121.7.
You know when you come in at the start of the day that your whole day is going to be full on from about 6 o'clock in the morning till about 11 o'clock at night.
Air traffic controller Paul Hooper is starting his shift.
South of 567.
Yep.
Speed at 287, monitor the tower on 118.5.
OK, lovely.
Happy?
Cheers, Tom.
All yours.
Initially. It's been 927, continue approach. You are number 2 now, the wind 040, 11 knots.
He'll land a plane every minute and a half until his break.
Singapore 308, vacate first right, contact ground on 121.19.
Controllers are only allowed to work for 90 minutes before they're required to rest for half an hour.
It's a very challenging and demanding job. Behind you, then push approved face north. On a busy arrival hour, we'll probably land about 45 aircraft in that hour.
Aircraft flying in from 84 countries depend on Paul and his team keeping Heathrow's 2 runways open.
If Heathrow sneezes, the rest of Europe and the world catches a cold. It's, you know, we lose a runway here, it could have a knock-on effect in Europe and throughout the rest of the world, because aircraft are already in the skies coming into Heathrow. They can't just turn back and go back to where they came from.
Virgin 45 Whiskey, contact land on 134.125.
It's not just down to the controllers to make sure incoming planes land on time.
We're up here almost in an ivory tower controlling all the air traffic, but the airside safety team, they're our eyes and ears, and they'll get guys out there as quick as possible, clear the runways, and then hand them back to us to use again.
Shocks away, brakes are off. Doors automatic and cross-check, all good.
Glenn is one of the airside safety team's 70 officers. It's 8 a.m, and he's just started his day shift patrolling the airfield.
It's all FOD-free.
What's FOD?
Foreign object debris, basically rubbish. FOD and aeroplanes don't go together. You've only got to get a little bolt like that, get sucked up into the intake of an engine, and it's not good. Ah, there we go. I'm not too sure what that is. Right, what have we got? Well, how on earth does a pair of men's briefs get out on a taxiway? Not my size.
Glenn's colleagues, Ed and Stu, have an even more critical duty, checking the runways are free of debris.
We're about to commence our runway inspection of 27 right.
They're waiting for the command from Air Traffic Control, or ATC, to enter the arrivals runway.
ATC will create a gap for us of about 12 miles. So while we're on the runway, there will be aircraft coming into land still.
If you can just see straight ahead, there's a little light in the distance. That is an aircraft coming towards us. 4 minutes. About 4 minutes.
It's important to drive at a good steady speed so you can take everything in. So if something does happen and there is an accident, then they would look at our inspection, see if we're accountable. Obviously, if we go out there and find the surface starting to break up on the runway, that could even mean a closure of the runway.
The guys on the ground, they've got to make that decision. Do we close the runway and cause a lot of problems, or can they deal with it there and then? Is it just something that needs picking up, putting in the back of the truck and driving on, or is it something that's a little bit more serious than that?
Runway inspection in progress. Surface wind 330 degrees, 9 knots.
Almost looks like there's something up here and we're just off the centre line.
It's 3 minutes before the next plane hits the tarmac. The smallest debris can be a hazard, with aircraft landing at 150 miles per hour.
Plastic bags, obviously, they can get ingested into the engines and they melt and they can just basically ruin an engine of an aircraft. Anything like that can get ingested, it can cause millions of pounds worth of damage to an aircraft. So when people are working, picking up a bag and putting it in the bin, it could have just saved millions of pounds.
Until the runway's been declared safe, no planes can land. Each minute a plane is delayed costs money.
Everyone wants their day to go smoothly. If you don't find anything on the runway, there is a sense of relief. You're quite happy about that.
214 Golf Mike, continue microwave runway 27 left.
Every plane that lands carries hundreds of stories. "22-year-old Lewis drove from Devon last night to wait for an American girl he's never even met.
There she is with her dog. Her and Ping the dog. I found her on a dating site, and obviously you don't expect someone on a dating site from over 3,000 miles away to be of a romantic interest. You know, you get the classic, oh, is she a man? It's like, no, she's definitely not a man. The rose has wilted a bit. It feels as I do. I was waiting really nervously at the international arrivals for her to come here, and then she was circling overhead, and then they ran out of fuel, so they had to get diverted to Gatwick. So I've been waiting here ever since. Hopefully it'll come alive when she arrives.
He's been in arrivals for nearly 3 hours and can't see her flight on the board.
I've been to the toilet about 4 times already, just due to the nerves. So she has landed. She has landed. My throat's gone all dry and my heart rate is going and... Whew. It said Terminal 5 when I looked up this morning. I'm waiting for about 3 hours. 3 hours.
At least they landed.
Landed 11:49.
Oh,
Terminal 3.
You better run.
You gotta go.
30 minutes, go.
Have I got 30? Yeah, but she landed about... Oh, I don't know. Right. Thanks, bye. Where'd I park? Oh, I've got to pay for parking now as well and everything. I'm having a day.
Heathrow's 5 terminals cover an area the size of 1,700 football pitches. The task of making sure the entire airport runs smoothly falls to one person, the airport duty manager. Today, it's former cinema manager Anuj who's on call.
If something went wrong there, about 350 people aren't watching the film that they really want to watch today. If something goes wrong here, we're affecting a lot of people's days. It is a mini city. It's got 250,000 people here daily. I do feel like the sheriff of the town, if you like.
Hey, Mark. How you doing? Yeah, good. How's it going? We're just coming into the evening peak. It's starting to get busy now. Pinch points at the moment, probably T4. Immigration looks the busiest area.
APOC is Heathrow's operating centre. It is the heart of what we do. It's mission control.
I've been communicating with Border Force on any of the arrivals plus 45 minutes.
It is looking busy out there, so I'll pop out there and give them some support.
OK, thanks. Cheers. Thanks, Mark. Okay.
If there is something that I need to attend, I'll be there in a heartbeat. What time's the flight?
Flight has arrived. But they were due to arrive at 12:05 today, bless them.
There's about a 20-minute, half-hour wait on immigration.
Oh, right.
How old are the children?
It's peak time in Terminal 3, and Anuj is helping an anxious family waiting for 2 children travelling unaccompanied from America.
We don't know what to do.
Oh, my God.
When was that? Just now.
Is there a number that we can call? Because I can go and meet them.
We don't know what to do. Brendan's going to be out of his mind, my brother in America.
No, you can't. Have you got a number?
No.
Lauren, can you phone Deirdre?
The young relatives have got lost somewhere between the plane and the arrivals hall.
Mum, what are you crying for? They're very mature for their age, Mary.
Oscar 1, Sailor. Yeah, I wonder if you can help. I'm just with a group of passengers expecting to meet a couple of unaccompanied minors. Now, they've just had a text message saying there was nobody there to meet us. The cabin crew have got our passports. We don't know what to do. So obviously the guys at the front are a little bit worried.
Copy. I'll give Stanley a call back and let him know that they definitely still are at the gate because he's heading up that way.
All right, thanks, mate. Cheers.
I can imagine how scary that would be for them to be lost in an airport.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's good on behalf of the airline to keep the
probably in the next 10 minutes or
isn't
so.
it?
What you'll find is that an airline won't just leave them stranded.
Oh, we know that.
Yeah, that would never happen.
We've had our kids fly.
But again, they're probably expecting us to be there. We're there. They don't realise that we can't be there.
Is it a Delta flight by any chance?
It is a Delta flight, yes.
Funnily enough, I've got the duty manager of Delta on the phone right this second. Get them sorted out.
If you go, they'll be there now. You'll see them. Just don't go through the doors.
Hello, Patrick. Such a stress. He's a lovely man. It's just a shame he's got that wedding ring on that finger now. As old as I am, I could still do something with a young man. Very naughty. She says this to all the men.
Yeah, I was thinking I was special.
You are, though, darling. I've got a lovely husband. He's got a nice manner.
Right, she's definitely here somewhere.
After waiting for 3 hours in the wrong terminal, Lewis is still trying to find his transatlantic internet date.
I think our London Eye trip's looking a bit of a non-goer now. It's 12:30 and we're meant to be on the Eye at 2, so... Oh, well. Later on, we're going to see Phantom of the Opera. Tomorrow, we've got the Tower of London booked. Then we're heading to Paris for 2 days. Right, hopefully this is it. And then we're straight back here, and I'm going to take her around my hometown in Devon. And then we're going to go to the Doctor Who exhibition in Cardiff on Wednesday before she sets off again on Thursday. I'm pretty certain she could be the one. I'm finally here. And I bought you.
Oh my God.
And my rose is wilted, I'm awfully sorry.
It's okay, I know it was a long wait.
Can't believe it. It's been such a wait.
I know. It's just crazy. I just don't even know what to say.
No, I don't know anymore either. I've planned so long for this moment, and now I just lost for words.
I was just so nervous when we were approaching Heathrow, just circling for a while, and now it's happening, and I'm so happy, and I can't wait to start this wonderful adventure.
It's 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning. 5,500 passengers will land at Heathrow over the next hour, and it's down to the baggage handlers to get their bags to them as fast as possible.
We're off to stand 326 for the US inbound, and we try and get there before the aircraft gets there. That's the general idea. Well, you've always got to watch where you're going because aircraft have right of way all the time. There's only one winner. They're a little bit bigger than we are.
Yeah, that's true.
Steve works for Donata, one of the handling agents that compete for the airline's business at Heathrow.
Got to please the customer. You please the customer, you keep the contract, and everybody's happy. Everyone keeps their jobs.
As supervisor, Steve is responsible for offloading the plane within a strict time limit.
From the minute we open the doors for the aircraft, we normally have between 12 and 15 minutes. That's your deadline to get your first bags down to the baggage hall where the passengers are waiting for their bags. Comes in, you offload it, and then the catering trucks come on, the cleaners come on, every man and his dog comes on. And then you load it back up again. The buck stops with me, unfortunately. It's highly pressurised. Yeah. First class. Between 35 and 50 bags in each bin, depending. Generally, they fill them up. Depends how many passengers on the aircraft.
The bins, also called unit loading devices, or ULDs, are moved with the aid of electric rollers.
This is what drives the ULDs out of the aircraft. You have to put all the stops up so it all stays in place. No stops, then all the cargo and all the ULDs would move.
Anything that can't go into bins is carried separately at the back of the plane, in Hold 5.
Money, gold, human remains, wild animals, anything could be in Hold 5. The strangest thing I found in Hold 5 was an American bullfrog about this big. He was on his side and he was frozen. But it's all secure now. We just ring base to tell them that the offload's complete. It's all about getting the bags down to the baggage hall for the customer. So the minimum weight, you know what it's like when you get off the aircraft. You want your bags. This is how they get them. Job done.
The race to get bags to passengers continues at the terminal, 5 minutes away by tug.
A lot of bags. It's a lot of bags. Especially when you get about 10 of them coming at one time. That's that gym work, man.
Alex is one of just 4 baggage handlers hauling the flight load of 300 suitcases.
As long as it ain't got an orange sticker in it, not too bad. Anything that's got an orange sticker in it, approach with caution.
Many of Heathrow's systems have been automated. But at Terminal 3, there's still only one way to get an arriving bag to a belt.
I don't think they actually realise most of the stuff that's done in this airport is manual. Get it done as quickly as possible. Passengers are waiting for them, they can collect them, be on their merry way. Hopefully, God willing.
It's not just baggage that's being unloaded today.
Have you got ferrets up there?
Yeah, there are ferrets up there.
Haven't been buried, have they? No. OK, perfect. Let me know when and I'll come and get them. Thank you.
Animal Health Officer Michelle needs to check the ferrets' paperwork before they leave the airport.
They're under a huge amount of pressure from the airline and upstairs, dispatchers, to get those bags off and get them to the customers. In some situations, they physically can't get to the animals because the animals have been put on first the other end and the bags are in front. But sometimes, literally, you'll see dogs sitting right at the front of the door and they'll lift the bags over and offload the bags first. For someone to prioritise a bag over a living animal is one of the most frustrating day-to-day things that I come across. And I quite often have very heated discussions with some of the loaders about this.
Oh, look at them.
Michelle's had no issue with today's loaders. The ferrets have been brought out quickly.
They're very cute. Hi, guys.
She's taking them to Heathrow's Animal Reception Centre, affectionately known as the Ark.
Wow.
It's a big old boy. It's too bloody big.
Can we keep that lid down there? Because what I don't want to do is wake him up, to be honest.
The Ark processes nearly as many animals as the airport does humans. Last year, staff handled 16,000 pets, hundreds of thousands of reptiles, and 25 million fish. Every animal that flies into Britain must comply with strict import laws.
I just want Amsterdam.
And Ark staff are responsible for checking each creature as it arrives.
The first thing we'll be doing is verify the animal's identity. So whereas in our passports we have a picture, for this guy here we're verifying his identity from the microchip that's implanted under his skin. So we can verify all the veterinary paperwork to this particular dog. Come on, puppy, out you get. Come on. go, puppy.
If the pet's microchip or paperwork isn't in order, it could end up in quarantine.
Even when you're having a bad day, just seeing an animal that's all happy to see you, it just makes everything so much better. Like, if you ask quite a few people here, they prefer to work with animals any day over working with a load of people.
20-year-old Shannon is one of the ARC's newest recruits.
When I was little, I wanted to be a vet. I've always wanted to work with animals, but I never knew I'd be at the airport. Oh, I couldn't leave someone like this behind. No, no, no. You're loving that, though, aren't you? You're doing the paperwork. Dealing with owners, if the paperwork isn't in order, it's hard because you want to give their animals back as much as they want them back, but we have to go by the rules and regulations. So if they've got something wrong with the paperwork, then we have to abide by that. And now and again, you do get owners that will cry and get all upset and they'll get angry, but we have to do our job at the end of the day.
Laura, this is Deborah Jones. I need you to call back the Animal Reception Centre immediately here in the UK, in London. I am very, very upset that this paperwork was not done correctly.
Deborah is relocating from Los Angeles to the UK, where her mum Angela lives.
I've been sitting here for 5 hours now, waiting to get Bob and Sophie out of quarantine.
She flew in with her 2 cats this morning.
There's one just at the front and then one right at the back. They seem a bit scared, seem a bit nervous.
You have the number. It's already been given to you by a young woman that is handling our situation here. And I need you to call them back immediately or get the vaccine lot number for Bob's rabies vaccine faxed over to that number within the next 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. Bye-bye. If they don't do it,
If they don't do it, worst case scenario, which I honestly don't think you need to worry about, is they will have to go to quarantine. But we have a 48 hours before that. Just Bob, the one written for information, yeah.
And how long's quarantine?
The quarantine would be 21 days, but we don't even need to think about that because it's just an urgent request form. It does happen frequently, it happens daily with America. So it's these forms are being constantly sent off. So honestly, it's nothing to worry about. We just need the vet.
I just want your fault.
No,
I'm just
I completely understand that. We want your cats back to you as soon as we can as well. We really do.
And we can't even see them. I just want to make sure that they're hydrated.
I can
I know
sure
you
they
said
are fine,
that
but
they
if you
were,
prefer
but
a
Bob
vet to
has
check...
issues with,
Yeah, no, if you prefer a vet to check, I can ask them if you want me to. It's entirely up to you.
And you haven't seen them go to the bathroom or anything yet?
They haven't used the litter tray yet, no.
Okay.
Good afternoon, APOC. Fire, police or ambulance?
Back in Heathrow's control centre, APOC, a call is coming in on the airport's internal emergency line.
OK, if you're on the line, I'll put you through to the police here at Heathrow and you can explain to them what happened, OK? We have about 200,000 passengers coming through every day and it's important that we can get help to them as quick as possible. We can get up to 30, 40 ambulance calls per day.
The airport pays the London Ambulance Service to have paramedics on site. Inside the terminals, the quickest way to reach patients is by bike.
We are, in effect, an emergency ambulance. We've got everything that an ambulance has got.
I have a gentleman with me, and he's conscious and breathing, over.
Claire has been called to help a passenger who has just flown in after injuring his back, cliff jumping in Mexico.
So what's the problem?
Gentleman had an injury whilst diving.
Okay.
He's hurt his back in Cancun, and I'll let you take the rest.
Okay.
I jumped into a sinkhole and shattered my L1 vertebrae. So that was 10 days ago. I had an operation there to get metal pins put into the spine. And now I've come back to England to get physio. I need to go to one of the hospitals, preferably West Middlesex, so they can do a check and see.
You need transport, don't you? But does it have to be an emergency ambulance?
I don't want to put that strain on you. I'd need someone else to pick me up and
obviously,
put me in the car.
OK, all right, well, I won't be a minute. OK.
You actually put screws in your back there?
In Mexico, they have.
Bye-bye, Charlie Romeo 18.
The patient's parents aren't strong enough to lift him into their car, and he has no other way to get home.
This patient basically needs transport to a hospital. He has had a diving accident, so the only way he can get to the hospital is by ambulance. Over.
Okay, I've got nothing available right now. As soon as I can, I will. Roger, over.
Roger, thank you.
I went in feet first straight, and then as I approached the water, I kind of bent And I think my arse just took all the force as it went into it.
Right. Oh.
Right, so I've spoken to my control. They have got no emergency ambulance to send at the moment. I might be able to get hold of another person, like another paramedic, and between the two of us, we can get you into your parents' car. Or do you want to wait and I can keep an ambulance running?
Yeah, let's just go into the car.
You sure?
Yeah.
OK. Hello, Rob. Yeah. OK. We can have an arm each, can't we? Yeah. What do you think? Because I don't want to hurt you at all. We'll get them out of the way.
It's just the sight. If that side's
Rob, it's all right. Can you put that other one in?
There we go.
There we are.
What we're talking about.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I know.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. London Ambulance Service would have sent an ambulance if that was the only way he could get home, because it's duty of care. But he may have had to wait a little while.
It would be a low category call, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because it's not an acute problem. It's happened a couple of weeks ago or whenever. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
happened right here and now.
We got there in the end, didn't we, Rob?
We did.
Couldn't have done it without you.
We have literally just received it by email. Thank you. Bye-bye.
At the Animal Reception Centre, the paperwork for cats Bob and Sophie has come through.
Hi, baby. Oh, nice baby. Okay.
After a 7-hour wait, their owner Deborah can finally take them home.
I'm so sorry. Bloody Californians. No, it's all bad. It's okay. Hi, baby. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. You want to carry them?
I can carry it for you if you want us to. Travelling in style, aren't they?
We have 6 cases of luggage in the back, and this is what we hired, and
where was the luggage?
We didn't know it was going to be this big.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hi, Flobby. Look at Bob. Come on, Travis.
Heathrow is Britain's biggest and most important airport. To protect it, the Metropolitan Police is a command unit of 400 officers based on site.
It's a perfect place to check databases of all law enforcement agencies and see if someone's wanted. And I can sometimes know 12 hours ago, a man I need to arrest has got on a plane in Singapore and they will be landing. And I've got like 7, 8, 9 hours to prepare to meet them at the end of a jetty and arrest them.
5 hours into their shift, duty officers Neil and Mark have had a tip-off about a suspect on an inbound flight from Canada.
Safety's on.
Cheers, Gaffer.
Quite a serious offence. He's wanted for fraud. He may think he's got away with it and he's gone off to Canada. We've got the intelligence to see he's on board. So we're going to know where he is, we're going to know what time he is, so therefore we will go on the aircraft and meet him. If we were to meet him at the immigration hall, there is a slim chance we would miss him, and we wouldn't want to miss this suspect for this offence.
Can you obviously let the crew know then it's everyone... Nobody to move, please. Thank you. Let's go. Look, our colleague will go, and I'll follow. Excuse me, sir. Can I ask your name, please? Have you got any passport I could have a look at, please? Can I ask you to jump up and come with me, please? Yeah, I want to explain. Just grab all your luggage, please. That's everything? OK, just follow us.
Why are you stopping me? Where is that?
You're wanted for fraud, OK? Which happened on the 2nd of April this year in Bedfordshire. So you don't have to say anything, you may have any defence if you did not mention when questioned, something which you later allow in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Turn yourself around for me, please. If we deem anyone to be dangerous or unsafe, they won't be getting walked through a public area. We have other means of getting them landside and landing them officially. Everything's under control.
The suspect will be taken to a local police station for further questioning. Animal Health Officer Vicky also needs to intercept a passenger getting off a plane today.
Just off to a United flight, which is carrying emotional support animal, 2 dogs that are travelling in the cabin.
Under US legislation, pets don't have to fly in the hold. as long as the passenger has a doctor's note saying they need the pet with them for emotional support.
I heard someone went out with a pygmy hedgehog once, and I'd quite like to know what support that gave them in the cabin, but there we are. Emotional support animals have to pay, and it's £340 to come into the cabin. To fly in the hole, it can be a lot more, around sort of £800 or so. Hi there, are you Tony? Yeah. I'm Vicky, I'm from the animal reception. Have you had a nice flight?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I'm terrified to fly. The reason I did it, my mom died in a plane crash, so my therapist said that maybe bringing the dogs would help.
I'll just get their microchips first, if that's all right. You all right with strangers?
Yeah, they're just kind of, I think, traumatized because they've been in here. Daddy.
Hi. Hello. Do you like this?
They've been in here for like 13 hours. Is there a place that I can take them to the loo?
Unfortunately not, until you go all the way through out of the baggage, I'm afraid.
I'm flying from California, and so I'm just visiting my boyfriend for the holidays. So I've never spent a winter here.
Doesn't want to go back.
He's like stronger than 10 men. Here, if you could just zip that zipper.
Not long now. When you get your bags, you go through the red bit to declare the dogs. Some officers haven't seen dogs in the cabin before, so they may want to have a little look. But we've checked the paperwork's absolutely fine. Because we're a rabies-free country, if I sign my name to something, I'm saying that that animal doesn't have rabies, that animal is fine to come into the country. It's quite a lot of responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Most passengers leave the airport as soon as they've got their bags. But former stockbroker Michael has been stranded here since he landed 12 days ago. He has no money and no home to go to.
You have to work very hard on keeping clean. I haven't got access to anywhere to clean my clothes. It's going to get very cold soon, and I'm scared of being on the streets with no roof to go under. I'm scared of it.
Michael was deported from Thailand when his visa expired.
I came back to the UK after 11 years away, working in Asia. I don't have any assets in the UK. All my friends are in Asia, pretty much, and I found myself a little bit stranded on arrival.
You're better off with the cheaper ones because you can get more. That's
perfect.
Fortunately for Michael, because he flew into Heathrow, he can get help from the UK's only airport-based social workers, Travel Care.
We work with deportees, homelessness, victims of crime, forced marriages, returnees, anybody who just needs the time and attention to resolve the situation.
Now, Michael, I gather you've got a job centre appointment
today?
This afternoon. Is it this afternoon?
Yes, that's right. 10 to 3 this afternoon.
10 to 3. OK. Did you get an Oyster card yesterday?
I did, yes. Tatiana kindly gave me £10, so I could buy an Oyster card and have enough money to get there and back yesterday.
OK, well, what we'll do, we'll top it up so you can get to that appointment.
Appreciate your help. I really do.
OK. Some people, they pick up the phone to a loved one or a friend and their situation's solved straight away. But other people, such as in Michael's case, maybe not as clear-cut as that, and the family may be not around anymore or just not in contact.
You know, I appreciate this kind of help because it's pointed me in directions I wouldn't have otherwise been able to find out for myself.
Trying to help people get out of the airport, start to move their situation forward. The bus driver tells you which stop. Just keep an eye on the display screen. OK?
Armed with a bus pass, Michael can now get to his job centre appointments. But he will be back to sleep at the airport tonight.
Control, medic 18.
Paramedic Claire has had a high priority call to meet the early evening flight coming in from Delhi.
When you're called to a plane, I don't think you can ever guess what the patient's going to present with. We get heart attacks, we get people dying on planes. For the passengers, it's all worse because it's up in the plane, they can't get off. person feels more vulnerable. The thing is, you have to get there before they land, because otherwise everyone is so desperate to get off that sometimes it's a bit of a battle to get on and get to the patient. Thank you. Ciao.
Right across.
All right, lovely, thanks. So what's the problem?
I've just been sick.
Oh, have you? Yeah.
And my stomach is just it's stabbing pain.
And it's a stabbing pain where?
Just there.
There, okay. Now I'm just going to have a little feel of your stomach. Does that hurt now?
I just feel so dizzy.
Oh, right, okay. Take some deep breaths. Now, because it's an unexplained abdo pain, and I can't rule out appendix, it could be a rumbling appendix. Oh, don't worry, you'll be okay. If the patient is presenting with severe abdominal pain and other significant symptoms, it can be quite serious. If somebody gets appendicitis, the appendix can burst. What I would advise is if you're in that much pain still, I'd advise you to go to the hospital.
Do you think I could get, if the taxi hasn't gone, if I could just struggle to get home?
It's up to you. Yeah, passenger from stand 533, female with abdo pain. She's declined hospital, is travelling home by car and will seek medical assistance if required.
Rach, you're going to be fine.
You take your handbag.
Take it easy.
If they're adamant, then they're free to go home. You know, we can only advise.
Claire was right to be concerned. The patient was later rushed to hospital for an emergency operation to remove a 3-centimetre gallstone.
Virgin India Zulu, thanks. Your pushbacks approved. Face the west.
The evening peak is over and Heathrow is winding down.
There's probably another 10 flights to come in now. Then it's, yeah, sleep time if you can.
With no home to go to, Michael is settling in for his 13th night at the airport.
The problem with this is you've got arms separating every chair, so it's not going to work for me, as opposed to this way. And suddenly I've got an improvement on either side of this one. In fact, this is where I slept last night. This is my bed. I'm aware if somebody tries to break in, there's 2 zips, put that against the arm, because if I don't have an arm, it's fall off, it wakes me up. Don't like that. This is just after my house was completed.
Photos are all Michael has left of his life abroad.
That's my wife, ex-wife. But these were happy days, really happy days. I just didn't have a clue what was going to happen. That would have to come close to me.
When Michael's relationship broke down, he was left with nothing.
I expected to be working in Thailand. I didn't expect ever to get deported. Shoes off, feet up, pillow. Oh, deep joy.
While his claim for benefits is being assessed, Michael is stuck living in Terminal 3.
Do you know what kind of box it's travelled in?
Animal Health Officer Tara is starting her night shift. She and her colleagues are preparing for a dangerous guest.
Need a bit of muscle for that. It's not ideal to arrive at 10 o'clock at night when there's only 2 members of staff. I mean, personally, I've not been here that long. To me, it's probably one of the most dangerous animals. So I mean, I just have to be quick on the ball and make sure that the cage is up to scratch. Feeling the pressure a little bit.
The crate has flown in from Greece and will be going on to San Diego Zoo tomorrow.
It's a very big box. It's going to be really tight.
The box contains a tiger and needs to be put in a secure room for everyone's safety, as long as it fits.
Not sure the forks are going to go through with that door hanging down. I'm concerned about the integrity of the box. Am I looking at turning now? I'm not the best person to be driving this. That's not working for me. You've got to zigzag back.
pure size and weight.
Good luck, guys.
The tiger hasn't eaten since leaving Greece.
Bit of chicken, bit of beef. Not sure what the preferences are, but we'll offer it to him anyway, just in case.
Can't wait for the next mouthful. We've gone size those teeth. It's got the tweezers. It's got the tweezers.
Don't let go. It's always an element of stress. It just depends on the individual animal, and I mean, you can crate train them all you like, but I don't think you can really prepare them for what's going to go on, all the noise. As scared as we are, I'm sure he's much more frightened, but the mood has changed now. We've offered him food. It's completely outside of our control. We never know what's going to turn up. That's the beauty of the job.
Heathrow is one of the busiest airports in the world, and its planes attract more than just passengers.
Yeah, I just love doing it, you know.
So you'll be ready in 5 minutes, sir.
Graham is on a day trip to the airport.
When I decided to buy the van, plane spotting was part of the ulterior motive. I know it's just a plane to you, and it's something with two engines on the wing, and off it goes, and you go to your nice summer holidays. But I'm an aviation enthusiast. Some do it purely for numbers, some do it for types of aircraft. There's so many different forms of the hobby. The AIDU, I need that one as well. American Airlines 777.
Graham is one of more than 20 plane spotters visiting this morning.
On this computer is every plane in the world, every plane that's ever made and will be made for the next 6 months. We just like coming and taking part look.
I just tag along, like, you know, but I don't mind.
We got here at 9:30 and we will stay till 8 o'clock in the evening. And then we go back to Luton to do it all over again tomorrow.
At Heathrow, most planes are guided to their stands by electronic systems. But today, a jet coming in from Ireland with a special cargo needs the personal touch.
We're bringing the aircraft round, stop him here. You've got your bins here, and the handling agents can get stuck in and do what they need to do. So it's a passion. Being an enthusiast, it's to work with aircraft is quite something quite special. These are my little marshalling gloves. We use bats, we use sticks, we use gloves. I like to use gloves. They're nice and orange, and hopefully everybody will see you. I've got my ear defenders here as well, which should do the trick. But I'm deaf already, but don't tell everybody.
The plane's cargo is one prize-winning racehorse on a stopover to Australia to compete in the Melbourne Cup.
He's going down for the Cox Plate in Melbourne. He's an extremely smart horse, and they've got great hopes for him to win the Cox Plate. So, yeah.
Not into horses, but nice to see. Aeroplanes, I'm afraid, it gets me going.
After 30 years at Heathrow, Glenn is a walking encyclopedia of aircraft.
You've got a few photos of planes?
I've got a few thousand. I've got slides, I've got photographs, I've got JPEGs. They're everywhere. Aircraft is a motivation for me. Passengers, I won't go there.
Michael's been stuck at Heathrow for more than 2 weeks, but he's finally had some good news.
I did a very, very unusual thing, and I just followed the signpost within the airport terminal, and it said chapel. I'm not a religious person. I'm totally agnostic. After I came out of there, I don't know if it was anything to do with the chapel. If it was, I'm not agnostic anymore. DWP have finally agreed my claim, which changes everything.
Michael can now claim benefits money, and with the help of Heathrow's social workers, He's also managed to get a bed in a hostel.
Gives me an address from which I can look for a job. It'd be nice to say goodbye to Heathrow and not see it again for a long time. It's the first step of really getting back to normal. And I'm looking forward to a bed for the night.
At Heathrow, time means money. When the airport runs to schedule, the business profits. But even the smallest complications can cause delays, which carry big price tags.
A couple of thoughts for you.
Yeah, go for it.
One's at gate C61. A couple of floodlights went out on one of our jetties.
Right. It's 12:15 on Thursday, and engineers Phil and Alex are being given their first job of the day.
You all right? More than you're worth, mate, so be careful with them.
They're two of 450 engineers employed by Heathrow and are responsible for fixing everything from the baggage carousels to the water supply.
I really don't like flying. Yeah, I used to love it when I was a kid. You know, taking off, it was like a little bit of a roller coaster ride. But nowadays, I think since getting into engineering, I know, you know, nuts and bolts. I know they can fail sometimes, and it just kind of plays on my mind while I'm in the air.
Phil and Alex have been sent to repair a light on one of the 215 jetties that allow passengers to disembark aircraft.
Actually, you might as well leave it where it is for now.
But the plane requiring the jetty has already started its descent. They only have a small window to repair the light, as an aircraft stuck on the taxiway will cause an expensive backup of planes and passengers.
Because the problem we've got now is this stand may be free, but it's only free for half an hour. You got an adjustable? Hi Stan, just Phil from T5 Engineering. We're only going to be about another 5-10 minutes tops. Is that okay with you guys? Are you working under pressure so the airport can carry on running? Makes you thrive sometimes, you know? And I think, for me, I wouldn't say I handle the pressure well, but I just like a bit of pressure put on me. I seem to get results better, you know? Not too much, obviously, but, you know.
With only minutes to spare, Phil connects the power.
Yeah, lights on, yeah.
And gets the jetty light working. But nothing at Heathrow is that straightforward.
Nah, 554. Well, we've done the lamp, but we've now encountered another problem. And we've got the air bridge stuck out on the apron.
There are hundreds of companies based at the airport, and they're all reliant on planes arriving and departing on time. Phil and Alex are in danger of throwing them out of sync, costing Heathrow thousands.
This is what I don't understand. All we've done is fit that new lamp. I don't understand why we haven't touched anything else. So we could have blown something, is that what you're saying?
What's your priority here?
Just to get the stand clear so they can get the plane on it. Whatever we did with fitting that lamp has knocked out the air bridge because we've got no drive. Oh my God. See if you can drive it.
That's gone dead again. All right, hold on.
Try now. Here we go.
Set.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean about pressure. You know, you got all these different sort of companies that are waiting, standing around waiting for that plane to land and come in, and then all the pressure's on you because the bridge isn't working. So yeah, you kind of, I mean, it's good in one way, you know, but sometimes it's a bit, oh, bloody hell. Oh, there was a bit of a panic there.
Yeah, a bit of a panic.
Bit of a panic. Well, we tried to fix the light, and we've now broke the air bridge. So you give us 5 minutes, and we're going to try really hard to get it back. Not our fault.
So glad I picked that job for you.
Hello,
Philippines 720, contact ground 121.7. Speedbird 295, hold position, contact ground 121.850.
Over 200,000 passengers pass through Heathrow's doors every day.
Got a start time of on the hour. I'll call you back then unless it improves.
The airport is constantly striving to attract more business. But only having 2 runways restricts the number of flights that can land.
Speedbird 556, runway 27 left, clear for takeoff, service in 340 degrees, 10 knots.
To solve this problem, Heathrow has invested millions of pounds in helping to build bigger and bigger planes. This Qantas A380 has just landed from Sydney and never fails to turn heads. It's the largest passenger aircraft in the world and cost Qantas over £280 million.
I wouldn't like it to run over me toes.
The A380 is 280 metres wide and 73 metres long, the equivalent of 2 blue whales lying nose to nose.
Bye-bye.
Crucially, the huge plane can carry 520 passengers, nearly 100 more than its closest competitor. But getting these giants of the sky turned around between landing and takeoff poses new challenges for Heathrow's staff.
Whoa!
Ginger's been handling our bags at Heathrow for nearly quarter of a century. And with the aircraft's 1,600 pieces of luggage, he certainly has his work cut out.
When I was a little kid, I used to come up here plane spotting, and my old dad, before he passed away, God bless him, he worked for British Airways. And he got me in here, and I've been here ever since. I love it up here. Yeah, I'd sit there and watch the aeroplanes all day long, it won't worry me.
But Ginger doesn't have time to watch planes today. He's got 10 more minutes to unload the rest of the bags.
Now, I'm not Rambo.
As the bags come off, the fuel goes on. And the A380 is a thirsty beast. Its tank can hold over 320,000 litres, costing more than £120,000.
All good clean fuel.
Under the plane, the engineer is checking for any faults.
Looking at the any damage on the wings, same as we did on the other side. Anything that's missing, anything that doesn't look right.
While an army of cleaners has been dispatched to make sure the aircraft is looking its best. They don't have long. The giant plane is expected to take off again later today.
We've got to work to the departure times. If the flight goes late, then there's fines to be paid. So we don't like to pay the fines, so we like to get the aircraft out on time. Otherwise, Qantas not very happy.
Welcome to QF10, everybody. Thank you for getting here nice and early. So, heading over to our first slide, smiling is the universal language that everyone understands. So while we're interacting with our customers, making sure that we are smiling. So when you get that chance to recognise somebody back on board, then really make the difference and take the time to engage with them.
The aircraft's 21 cabin crew are meeting for their pre-flight briefing.
Departure time of 12:35, so nice and busy.
Then it's off to the gate to prepare the plane before the passengers start boarding.
Good morning, how are you? Hello. So we've got 5 minutes really until we want to start boarding.
Is there lots to do?
Yes. Lots to do. We've got quite a few passengers that require wheelchair assistance on board, so we're going to have to start boarding pretty quick.
The plane must be stocked with over 40,000 items, including 5,000 pieces of cutlery, 2,500 glasses and tumblers, and 100 meal carts.
Putting the music, putting the lighting on the correct setting. Let's check the water levels. We're good to go.
At the departure gate,
Lovely.
the A380's hundreds of passengers are starting to assemble.
How are we doing, ma'am?
We're doing very well. Fuelling is up to 50 tonnes.
Have they started loading baggage yet?
Yeah, they've on the cargo at the moment in the front and the rear holds.
Okay.
And veteran baggage handler Ginger is busy loading the aircraft's 1,600 items of luggage.
And then no wonder why baggage baggage staff getting bad backs. Well, this is some poor soul's ashes. I haven't got a problem with carrying someone's ashes. You know, we've all got to go sometime in life. So, God bless you, mate. Hope you have a safe journey. Or lady, whichever. Oh, we'll put you in there. That way you won't move then. That's it. All nice and tight. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Before the aircraft can take off, the Qantas pilots must perform one final check to make sure that everything is in order.
We're looking for any obvious leaks in the hydraulic lines. There's also ground gear pin locking mechanisms. If they're in there when we depart, the landing gear won't come up. That would look pretty bad on us. If there was something that had been overlooked or something that had occurred, the clock will ultimately stop with the crew.
Once boarding is underway, first class will board on the left-hand side through gate door C. Once again, welcome to Qantas.
Thank you, guys. We should be pretty much boarding straight away. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. Thank you, sir. Just first door on the left.
Lovely. Welcome. Thank you. That's everybody on. On time.
Another good day done. Never seen the inside of an an A380. No, the only way I think will probably is either win the lottery or get a PPI payout, I suppose. But one day, you never know.
Last year, Heathrow received 73 million passengers, and with even greater numbers expected in 2015, the airport is feeling the strain.
Heathrow operates at full capacity. Every 45 seconds, a plane either lands or takes off throughout the day. That doesn't happen at any other airport in the world. And the challenges that brings is that if anything goes wrong, then suddenly there's a huge knock-on effect. And there's quite a significant cost to us if we don't get it right.
To relieve some of the pressure, Heathrow has spent 4 years and £2.5 billion demolishing and rebuilding a new state-of-the-art Terminal 2.
Our job as the airport is to make sure you can get into the airport, through the airport and on your way as quickly as we can. And that's what we've done here with Terminal 2.
And with so much money and Heathrow's reputation at stake, it's imperative that the new Terminal 2 is a success. This morning, at 1 minute to 6, it will be receiving its first passengers.
We're going to be making a little bit of Heathrow history, which is pretty exciting, a wee bit daunting.
In the control room, Fiona, the head of passenger experience, is giving her team one final pep talk.
We good?
Yeah, we're good to go.
So we're just waiting on the first flight now. I'm feeling apprehensive, getting the first flight in and the first flight out. That'll be, I think, a bit of a comfort. But to be honest, we want the whole day's schedule to go without a hitch. So until 2100 this evening, we've got our 2 last arrivals, and that's the point I think we can take a sigh of relief.
Central's open for business, people are checking in. First flight's in at 5:59, so 1 hour's time.
Service team leader Demetrius is looking out for anything that could derail the day's events.
Control, medic 1A.
There's probably going to be a bit of nerves about, but this is what we've been working for, so... You can't beat it, there she is. It's our first flight coming in, United from Chicago. Yep, all good.
Now the plane has landed, the real test of the terminal is to get the passengers processed as quickly as possible.
They're the first, that's it, and I hope they like it.
Planes are moving, which is great, the passengers are moving, there's no queues in check-in and the bags are moving. So that's what we needed to happen. So thank you for what you're doing down here.
Terminal 27 Centre, may I help you?
But no terminal at Heathrow can rest on its laurels.
We've got the inbound United flight, which is coming in at gate 43.
It does mean a hell of a lot to me. I've been here since the beginning. It's fresh. It's a new start for everyone. So, yeah, I'd say Terminal 2 will be the best in the world. But as you can see, the terminal's running fine. All we need is one small thing can generate into a massive incident. Anything can happen at the airport.
Safety is the #1 concern at Heathrow Airport, and the Airside Safety Department are responsible for maintaining it.
Roger. Take the first left, John Alpha, Yankee 520 for push lock.
Airfield up, Seagull.
They deal with everything, from marshalling aircraft to removing hazardous debris from the runway.
Ross, has anyone got a piece of cutting equipment?
But one of the biggest risks to aircraft and the smooth running of Heathrow's whole operation are birds.
Tower Seagulls entered runway 27 right behind the departing A319.
Seagull has vacated, thank you.
It's 2:30 on Monday, and Mark and Jeff from Seagull Team, the specialist bird unit, are tracking a rogue kestrel spotted over runway 2.
The birds are a big danger to the aircraft. If they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, got ingested by an aircraft, damage the engine enough to bring the aircraft down. There he is up there.
Airside Safety have a number of tools in their arsenal to fight against their feathered foes.
So I can get out of the vehicle and stand there flapping my arms, which is quite effective. Got the horn of the vehicle, it's another good effective one. You pull up, sound the horn and the birds will disperse.
Even just clapping your hands or...
Clapping your hands.
Banging the car door, it's quite effective.
And we've got you, Jeff. We've got kestrels, falcons, we've got golden plovers. They're all distress calls that have been recorded to disperse the birds. We'll try a falcon. It's a larger bird of prey. See if we can disperse them using that. Not having too much effect. It's a bit of a battle with the kestrels. There's quite a few here now at Heathrow. We believe it's the voles in the grass areas that they're being attracted by. So they tend to move off, and then we'll find them further down alongside the runway somewhere. There he is up there.
Is that the same one?
Yeah. It's a cat and mouse game at the moment. Keeping the airfield moving is our biggest task. Minimise the impact on aircraft being held up, but in a safe way.
With the kestrel unwilling to leave the runway, Mark has one more trick up his sleeve. His trusty starting pistol.
As you can see, the bird's been dispersed away from the aircraft, which is all good.
Back in Heathrow's recently opened multi-billion-pound Terminal 2, the news isn't good.
Parce qu'il n'est pas parti de Montréal. À cause de problèmes techniques.
A delayed flight to Canada, coinciding with one of the busiest periods of the day, has resulted in the check-in area being overrun.
It's chaos, isn't it? It's chaos. Everywhere it's chaos.
Echo base, copy, thank you.
Right, OK.
Demetrius has been dispatched to deal with the unhappy passengers.
Right, so you need to check in on the self-service machines,
Yeah,
get
we
your
tried
baggage
that,
tagged.
it didn't work.
So then you stand here and wait for you to go to the check-in assistance desk, just behind this gentleman here. Thank you.
The new high-tech machines, which allow passengers to tag their own baggage, are also meeting some resistance.
Right, you need to go to the self-service machines.
No, I don't do them.
You have to, sir, otherwise you can't get your bags checked in.
I don't want to. I want to get on the bloody plane.
Yeah, so you need to get your bags tagged, otherwise your bags won't make it. So you need to get bag tags, boarding cards. Yeah, so try and use the machines to check in. So a pretty simple step.
But with passengers still disorientated and financial penalties looming, Demetrius breaks out his secret weapon.
Perfect. Out here, there's one objective, get them in that line and get their bags sent down because we've got more to follow. So, yeah, you sort of like get into a zone and you start focusing, you know what to do, just get on with it. I'm going to send you some passengers. Sir, go to my colleague there in the white shirt, keep them going that way. Chris, they're coming behind you. This way, please. They're coming to you now, my friend. This way, please. This way, please. Tag bags. Sir, tag bags to this side. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Day in the life in Terminal 2.
With constant pressure to keep the airport moving, Heathrow's 81 kilometres of internal roads and tunnels are busy with hard-pressed workers. The airport tries to maintain a balance between speed and safety by imposing strict speed limits.
It's just to ensure people slow down is the aim of the game. Not out to catch anyone in particular. I'll see you down there, mate.
Enforcers Dan and Steve are on their daily hunt for airport drivers who are tempted to break the rules.
Most people should be sticking to the 20-mile-an-hour limit. There are some people here who will always try and break the rules, but that's what we're here for. What we'll do, Steve, is we'll pull them in that lay-by. Yeah. So hopefully we get a bit of joy. Might have one. 21, 22, 24. It's the same as outside, but these points don't have any effect on your outside licence. And what it does have an effect on is possibly your job. It's a hard world. We had loads here the other night. Absolutely loads of them. It can be funny how quickly word gets around. Phone calls will be made to offices just to say we're out and about.
Dan and Steve take their hunt for speedsters to a notorious stretch of road on the other side of the airport.
Much busier here. Right, 39's a bit wrong. Hopefully it stays on the camera until he gets here. Afternoon, sir. Speed limit in the tunnel? 39. Airside driving permit and blue pass, please.
With their first ticket in the bag, business really starts to pick up.
Number 2. Speed limit on the airside right?
20, isn't it?
36 and going, but I took the finger off. All right?
36 miles an hour.
I do feel for people. There's always a finger of blame to point at someone if an aircraft's late. You are under a lot of pressure, and the last thing you need is someone in a high-vis jacket pulling you over, telling you that you've gone 6 miles an hour over the speed limit. But I've seen videos from the police say 6 miles an hour can make all the difference when you go into someone's.
He was not a happy bunny. He thinks we should have better things to do.
Eh?
He said he thinks we should have better things to do. And why have we picked on him when we've let so many other people go? But yeah, real attitude problem, that guy.
I don't understand why people get upset and annoyed. Everyone's got a job to do. Right, let's see if we can get one more.
With flights to 84 different countries, Heathrow is at the centre of global air travel. But what makes the airport appeal to passengers and businesses can also attract unwanted guests. It's midday Tuesday, And protesters have turned up in Heathrow's new Terminal 2 to demonstrate against the terror group ISIS.
Name of base, say that.
Duty manager Andy is responsible for maintaining the peace in the terminal.
We're trying to negotiate with this protesters to go out on the forecourt. Are we able to make start of closing the inner lane on the departures forecourt just to keep traffic away over?
If the protest gets out of hand, it could become a PR disaster for Terminal 2, the newest jewel in Heathrow's crown, and cause costly disruptions.
Why Heathrow? Because we know that lots of people from around the world actually come in and out of Heathrow. We wanted to get our voices heard to those people.
I've made my way back to T2, standing by with Lima 2.
Yeah, that's copied. I don't know if you heard the last message, Dan. We've offered them the opportunity to come out and protest on the forecourt, but they're not playing ball at the moment.
You're supposed to help us, not to surround us, not to watch us. If ISIS come to victory in Kobani, will be big boost for them, and tomorrow come to you 1-to-1.
They've declined our offer to go and stand outside and protest. The police have said they can start taking them out. It's going to get a bit messy if we start arresting people here at the moment.
Heathrow doesn't allow protests in its terminals and can eject demonstrators. And he has a difficult decision to make.
What I would suggest is to leave them where they are now. I don't want to have anyone being dragged out of the terminal being arrested.
Andy's gamble has paid off. The demonstrators leave peacefully of their own accord.
Thank you. Good luck with your protest.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much for being so patient with us.
Everything
I
works out for you,
appreciate
yeah?
this very, very much, and the whole community do as well. Okay.
Good luck with you. All right. Okay. Cheers. Well, they didn't stop our operation. We didn't stop their protest. Feels like at the moment a bit of a win-win for us right now.
Speed 115 straight ahead, hold shuttle link 13. Lufthansa 3 Kilo Yankee. Just wait for the Virgin 320 behind you to taxi away, then push approved face west. Shamrock 172, good evening to you. Follow the green lights, just and it's 221 left.
Heathrow never sleeps. While the last flight departs at 11 p.m, the rest of the night provides an opportunity for essential maintenance work to be carried out.
Yeah, we're on our way to Sierra 4 now. That's the southern part of the runway.
It's 20 past 10, and foreman Peter and a team of 23 asphalters are waiting on the edge of the runway. They work for a private firm hired to resurface a large section of the runway, and need to be finished by the time Heathrow's first arrival lands in the morning.
We can't actually access the runway until the last flight is out. Time is the most important thing. If everything goes right, you usually got an hour to three-quarters of playtime.
But it isn't just the clock that Peter and his team are up against.
Just the hint of rain it's a no-no. It's a stop then. It's in the hands of God, really.
Speed 256, follow the greens, hold short of Delta, stand is 561.
As you can see now, we're all ready to rock and roll.
Not finishing the job on time will incur severe financial penalties.
When we got on at 22:45, we should all be wrapped up around about 4 o'clock. Always confident, always. Can't afford not to be.
In their 6-hour window, the team must lay over 285 tonnes of asphalt. But it has to be perfect.
If there's a weak spot, an aircraft will find it. You know, if a plane will found a void, the weights that the plane, you know, the wheel's carrying, it's just going to sink. It's just going to drop into a hole as such. And you know, a sudden jolt, people are going to lose their seats, get thrown about in the aircraft. It's not good.
Unfortunately for the asphalters, bad news is heading straight for them.
This wind is getting up. Although the rain is not due until 4 o'clock in the morning, it feels as if it's not far away at the moment. If it does rain, we could have problems.
While Peter's team take their chances with the weather, elsewhere, Heathrow's police detachment is taking no risks when it comes to security.
Clear safety zone.
The airport becomes a different world at night time. It's just got a different feel to it, really. The whole night is different, I think. The airport's 24 hours. It doesn't close down. You know, it's not like other airports where they lock the doors. There's a hell of a lot we don't know. I mean, there's so much to Heathrow. It's just massive. It's huge. And there's still lots and lots that we don't know. There's still roads that we don't know. You know, every day you're finding a little door here. Where does that door go to?
The officers are looking for anyone who doesn't have a legitimate reason to be at the airport.
Need to move off, please. Thank you. We don't allow any vehicles to park on any of these roads leading into the terminals. There's obviously a security threat.
Their patrol includes a sweep of the terminals, which, unlike the runways, remain open all through the night.
Have you got any ID with you, your passport or anything like that? Or have you got a ticket?
Yeah, I got my passport. I think so, yeah. Let me see, like, this is my flight in here.
So when's that for?
No, this is my last flight when I come here.
So you came from Stockholm?
Yeah.
And what's the purpose of the visit?
For me to go around and shop.
All
That's
right.
why I come just to wait. And tomorrow I go around. In the day is okay, but the night I don't want to be there. I was in city center, but I just come back because I was like, it's better for me to be here because I don't know it's not safe to be there.
All right. Where did you sleep last night?
Last night I stayed in the city center because I go around in Victoria Station just to wait, like, so when I go home.
Okay. Are you homeless at the moment, mate?
What do you say?
Are you homeless at the moment?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Keep your head down. Make sure you clear your rubbish up. Get out by 6 and everyone will be happy. All right?
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. We do get a lot of people that are homeless, haven't got anywhere to sleep, really. They do bring with them their own suitcases and bags with the intention of looking like a bona fide passenger.
It does attract a lot of homeless people. It's warm, it's dry, there's facilities to use, and if we can assist them in any way we can, we will. But obviously, it is an offence against the Heathrow bylaws, which we are here to enforce.
Are you homeless?
No, yeah.
Have you been in contact with any social services at all?
No.
You got money with you?
Not yet.
You haven't got any money?
No.
Where'd you sleep last night? Here?
No, no, it's not on me. No, hostel. You don't believe me? No.
Upstairs is a place called Travel Care. Okay, they can help you get somewhere to stay. Okay, all right. Okay, so hope it goes well and I hope we don't see you tomorrow night.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Well, no, I hope I don't see you tomorrow night.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah? All right.
See you guys.
All right. A lot of the time they're just left to have a little sleep and then sent on their way. Now, those are the guys that are pretty much okay. It's the ones that sleep amongst all the other passengers. Sadly, a bag occasionally goes missing, and those are the guys that we've got to look for.
It's gone midnight at Heathrow, which means the appearance of a number of employees who only come out at night. Mary has a big task to complete before the airport can open for business.
I mainly take care of all the chairs in the airport. Getting them done on time is the big thing. Because we finish this all by 4:30, because customers start coming before 5 o'clock.
How many chairs do you clean in one shift, Mary?
Oh, now, I couldn't even tell you that, darling. I never count them as such. I never have time to count them. I just keep going like this. It's very important, actually. Even when you go anywhere, restaurant or even in the underground, and before you sit down, you look at the chair. So we try and keep them all looking good. It's nice when you see them done. Job satisfaction, you know, when you've got them all done and they look nice. And when you have no complaints. That's the best part. That's it, one section done. Next one.
While Mary continues her work inside, outside the terminal, the runway is being resurfaced by a team of asphalters, overseen by foreman Peter.
We get them out of this area now. Let's go up there somewhere.
It's 2:30 a.m. and they need to hand back the runway in time for the first plane to land. Or there'll be heavy fines to pay. But their worst fears have just been realised.
Well, as you can see now, it's starting to rain and it's getting heavier. The rain was forecast for 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's coming an hour and a half earlier. Weather's weather. Can't help it, can we?
Rain stops the asphalt from sticking to the runway and can create dangerous cracks in the surface. But with the top of the runway already exposed, the asphalters must fill in the hole before the rain gets any heavier.
This is when all their skills come into action. Fingers crossed.
It's a close call, but it looks like Peter and his team will get the job done.
I think we've beat the rain. We're nearly finished. It's just a matter of cleaning up operation now. Get the white lines on. That'll be it. I'm gonna go home now, have a shower, cup of tea, and see the wife off to work.
Now all the workers must clear the runway. The first arrival of the day is already making its approach.
Got 2 Mike, thank you very much. Hold position and contact ground 121.7. So with 295, start time of 1256. I'll call you back then unless it improves.
Heathrow's £2.5 billion Terminal 2 received its first passengers earlier in the year. This morning, the terminal is reaching another milestone as staff prepare for a special visitor.
2 things you don't do. 1, don't touch. Second one, don't offer your hand to shake. She'll offer her hand if she wants to shake your hand.
The Queen is coming to officially open the building, as she did with the previous Terminal 2 over half a century ago.
It gives me great pleasure to inaugurate this terminal and to name this building Queen's Building.
Right, okay, good morning everyone. The plan is to just provide you with a brief of where we are with the celebration event.
Fiona, the head of passenger experience, and her team are putting the finishing touches to plans for the day's events.
We're talking just short of 1,000 guests coming for the event today.
Really pumped, really excited about this. Oh, what a view. So the Queen will walk in this way. This is the way that her route in the building. and then she'll move in through here. She'll need to line up here, and then the guard of honour will, if you like, direct her round. It's more of a little bob, isn't it? It's a little... Is that right? The foot goes behind, I think?
You just need to come up to the Queen because she won't come to you.
On such an important day for the airport, Heathrow's CEO, John Holland Kay, has an additional reason to be proud.
Thank you very much.
I've got my two daughters, and the younger one, Emily, is going to be presenting the posy to the Queen. And this is something that we did 59 years ago when the first Terminal 2 was opened. And the daughter of the airport's minister gave her a posy. And so we're repeating that.
We're doing a rehearsal because I'm gonna give the Queen some flowers.
Do we look evenly spaced? Are we a decent line-up? We're a bit ragtag and bobtail? Oh wow, she's got the most amazing colour on. She looks sensational.
This really is a statement of ambition, to create at Heathrow one of the world's best airports. That sense of duty is one for which we take inspiration from one of our most frequent flyers, Her Majesty the Queen. She was as cool as a cucumber. She was completely unfazed by meeting the Queen.
It was amazing. I felt a bit wobbly when she walked in because it's just such a moment, isn't it?
Well, 60 years ago, no one could have predicted where Heathrow would be now, just the size, how important aviation is. So you can't forecast exactly where we will be in 60 years' time. But I think if we can ensure that Heathrow is still the leading airport in the world, that is a great legacy for us to look forward to.
Just your passport, please.
Do you have your passports with you? Just pop it face down.
Across the airport, travellers are arriving at a rate of more than one a second, every second. On the Air India desk, passengers for today's Delhi flight are checking in thick and fast.
That's fine. How many passengers? Six. For this, is the hand luggage. Your hand luggage cannot be more than 8 kilos. Okay. You need to take something out. Don't go with more than 8, you'll be charged.
We've got 300 passengers on board with 600 bags. From check-in to getting them on the aircraft, it is a huge job.
Claire is the duty controller for the Delhi flight.
We check the passports, we check the visas, we check the bags in, issue them a boarding pass with their seat number, and away they go through security, and then they make their way to the gate.
An hour before the flight is due to leave, check-in closes. And Claire leads her team to the gate. She now has just 60 minutes to get all of her passengers onto the plane.
It's a full flight in economy, and business is 19, half full, and 4 babies.
Claire keeps a close tally of boarding passengers.
The little boarding card will be kept by us, and then Cloudy here will highlight off the boarding number, and when we have everybody boarded in the system, then we'll have the right amount of boarding cards for everybody that's checked.
But with just 20 minutes to go until the scheduled departure, Claire's count is short.
So we're missing 39. 39 economy and 8 business. Final boarding call for all remaining passengers travelling on Air India AI 112 to Delhi and Amritsar. It's always a problem when you have missing passenger because you work to such a tight deadline. A delayed flight causes a lot of problems. Passengers will obviously miss their connections. The airline is liable for a fine. Delays are expensive, yes, very expensive. Passenger Rajiv travelling to Delhi on Air India AI 112, please make yourselves known at gate number 9.
With time running out, Claire sends her team to scour the terminal for the missing passengers.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah, if you go with Johor, he's got the radio, okay? 10 economy and 1 business.
We're missing about 11, so we're just going to go around seeing if we can spot them and just send them straight to the gate so we can get it going on time.
Still searching, Mona, still searching.
We call it sweepers, but it's the staff that have come from check-in and they just go around the terminal airside, finding our passengers, looking for our passengers.
Be anywhere really. So we do have the Air India tags that we have we give to passengers at check-in. So hopefully we'll try to spot those.
We go to the bars because some people have a last drink before they catch the flight.
Any passengers for Air India? Passengers for the Air India flight? Any passengers?
The final call for Air India.
Because at 10 to 9, we're normally a lot more on board by this time, so I'm a bit concerned about the time.
What would you like to do? Should we just trail and see closing? This is here for the Air India flight. No?
We're missing so many, and you do get a little bit concerned.
Air India, ma'am, the flight is closing, so please can you run over, please?
They're normally in the duty-free, especially around the alcohol section. The Delhi flights, they like the whiskey section.
Any last? Mona, I'm still searching.
Flying with Air India, sir? Sir, please quickly, sir. The flight is closing.
Romeo 1 on 112, there is another buggy coming down now. Passengers have just got to the gate.
We got a description of the last two.
I think he's rolling through.
The last passenger arrives with seconds to spare.
That's the last one. Last one's made it to the gate as well, so...
Sweepers from gate, sweepers, we are complete with economy class. Thank you very much. Guys, can we close the doors? Thank you.
It may have taken a sweep of the terminal, but Claire's flight finally leaves on time. To get planes away on schedule, each cog in the Heathrow machine must run smoothly. Security is a potential bottleneck in the system. More than 100,000 people and their bags must be scrutinised every day.
So you have a laptop, iPads, any liquids, anything? No, thank you.
In Terminal 4, security officers are dealing with this afternoon's surge of departing passengers.
Any laptop, any iPads?
Nothing, no.
No drinks, no cream, no spray, no?
No, just a shaving cream.
Shaving cream. Can you take it out, please?
It's in a plastic bag.
Oh, it's in a plastic bag, yes. I just need to see the bag. People got all sorts of things in their bags that they shouldn't have here. Irons, ironing boards, that kind of stuff. A lot of things that you would never could use on a plane, so yeah. Strange things, strange things.
Sandeep was the youngest ever recruit to Heathrow's security team.
I was about 17 when I started here. This was my first job and has been my only job, to be honest. You guys have any liquids, any drinks, any creams? Just meat. Pardon? Meat. Meat?
Meat.
Show me, please. Oh, milk. No, it's not going to be allowed. It's liquid over 100 mils. Yeah, check it in or throw away. You cannot bring through it.
Let me take it.
Oh, okay. So that gentleman had milk in his bag. Pretty much the whole bag was just full of milk. So when it's like that, its best option is to give the passenger the chance to go back outside. I don't really know anybody that drinks canned milk anymore either. This young girl came through. I think she was about 12 years old. She came through the machine, she set it off. Someone was going to give her a pat down, and she was had her hands in her pocket and she wouldn't take them out. And one of the ladies, actually, she's really good with young kids, so she went down. She said, "What's the matter? Are you scared? What have you got in your pockets?" And she was like, "Oh, I've got nothing." And this lady, I don't know how she knew, but she had a pet hamster. She took it out, and this hamster came out, and they were like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And yeah, she was getting on holiday. She didn't want to leave the pet at home. Two of them. Yeah. Okay.
I need to do test. I'll be 1 minute, okay?
Anyone seems to think they're being picked on. That's always the first question you get. Why me? Or I've never had this before, or I didn't have this yesterday.
why they passed 3 customs without it being blocked, and here it is stopped? Why? What is the reason why?
What do you have in the bag? Do you have some batteries?
Yeah, battery, all right. Battery for PC.
Battery for PC, okay.
Battery, yeah. Why it was stopped this one? What is the
This one
why?
is too many wires, the battery.
I'm lucky to have time, but if I was in a hurry, what we do? I lose my plane?
This is something we do after every bag to check for traces of explosives. This one is all fine and has passed.
If you come as a tourist and with here to spend half an hour to stop it, next time you don't come here, you go through UK and you go in Dublin.
Yeah, I understand.
So you lose business here. Next time, I said. So I don't lose half an hour of my time.
I hope you don't do that, though. When you're working on the numbers that we work on, you're going to get a few people that say, oh, I feel like you're picking on me. Well, you don't really see them as any different. You just carry out the same sort of thing all the time.
Not all passengers at Heathrow are leaving through choice. Every year, nearly 600 wanted people are extradited from Britain through Heathrow. This job falls to the airport's dedicated unit of 400 police officers.
Jump in that one.
This prisoner is being sent to the US to face trial for breach of an export license.
The heater's on in the van. It's okay. You'll be fine.
You better sit down, because we're going to be going quite quickly. We need to get you to the aircraft, OK? Your flight time is being changed right at the last minute.
This gentleman was transported from prison yesterday afternoon to Heathrow Police Station. He remained in our custody overnight. We are now escorting him down to the aircraft. On occasions, it can be a special plane, but the vast majority of the time it will be on an ordinary passenger aircraft.
Britain has extradition treaties with over 100 countries around the world, any one of which can request a wanted person is returned.
Morning. Hi.
An officer from the specialist extradition team arrives to assist with boarding. But the prisoner seems more concerned about the cold than his imminent extradition.
It's fucking cold. But I'm close to a professional cold. I don't understand.
We'll get your jacket. We'll get your jacket. As soon as you get up here, yeah, we'll get up here. Off the airline, we'll get up here for you. No problem, fella. As soon as you get up here, fella.
Yeah, of course. Oh, waiting. I'm close to catching cold.
We'll get on you as soon as you get up here, fella.
I always kept waiting, but
The prisoner has to be led past the bemused passengers waiting for their flight. At the plane door, the suspect is formally handed over to US agents who have flown in to take him back to the States.
Relax. They tend to sit at a discreet part of the aircraft where it won't be completely obvious. Some passengers may say he was placed in handcuffs as he boarded the aircraft, so as other passengers are walking past, they may see the handcuffs, but it does happen on a regular basis. Thank you, bye-bye.
Cargo area in the south at all times, flight 942.
It's early morning at Heathrow, and the first of the day's luggage is being checked in. Chris is in charge of the entire baggage system, which delivers 40 million bags onto planes every year.
This is the heart of it all. This is what makes it all work. Out the front is the pretty bit, and out here is where the factory is and the guys are doing the graft. But this is the bit no one sees. Passengers think they put their bag through at check-in, it goes through a little black curtain, and there's a bloke just waiting the other side. It's a little bit more complex than that. I wish it was that simple, but then I might not have a job. I started out pushing trolleys back in 1976. My mother worked here in the staff canteen in the old control tower, which is now gone. My dad was a porter. My brother was a security guard. My mother-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, 3 nephews, and my wife work here. Actually, Met her in Terminal 1 duty-free shop. Yeah, just chatting, you know, smooth like.
30 miles of baggage conveyors and 3 miles of tunnels crisscross Heathrow, ferrying bags to the aircraft.
Basically, this is where your bags are coming through that black curtain, and that's the last thing the passenger sees. And then from then on, in the baggage factory onwards, you've got miles and miles of conveyors.
The system is set up to move bags fast.
From front of house to back of house is approximately anything from 6 to 8 minutes.
As the bags traverse the enormous network, the barcodes on the luggage tags are scanned, so the system knows where each case is and which belt it should be sent down.
When it's ready to be tipped down a chute, the sorter allocation computer will tell that tray to tip, and the bag will tip down to a guy waiting to pick the bag up.
Alex is the guy at the bottom of the chute.
Been doing this now it's actually my 4th week, and so I'm a newbie, as they would say. So yeah, but I mean, it's all right. It's actually quite a lot of fun, to be honest. Working with the airplanes, it's not like your normal job, do you know what I mean? Right now, I'm actually filling up a flight that's heading to Dubai for Emirates.
Each bag is scanned again, so the team knows which baggage bin it goes into.
Yeah, the Middle Eastern travellers, they tend to have quite big suitcases. They do come quite heavy. If you was to go down to, let's say, Virgin, you'll find that a lot of the bags are a lot more smaller than, let's say, on Emirates. This is a good bag and a bad bag. Woo. Anything that's got that on it is a bad bag. Anything that's heavy is a bad bag. I don't think the passengers actually are aware of the work that we do down here. I mean, I'm pretty sure if they did, they might take a bit more consideration in packing some of their bags.
Derek has worked on the belt for 7 years.
Yeah, I don't need a lot when I go on holiday. It'd be interesting to know what some people do packing their suitcases sometimes, though. I mean, it beggars belief, just the weight of them sometimes, and you think, well, that can't be underpants, can it?
Once the baggage bins are full, they're driven out to the plane and handed over to the ramp team to load.
These are the kind of things you used to drive when you used to want to drive when you were little. You know, like, oh God, can I have one of them? Now I get to drive it when I'm an adult. My own little vehicle. Of course, the most important thing is to sort of avoid the aeroplanes at all costs. You can't go across while the plane's there.
Steve and his team are always working against the clock.
OK, we get 75 minutes to load the aircraft from start to finish. It's highly pressurised, it's challenging, so it's all about the timing. Everything needs to go smoothly.
And it's not just passengers' bags on the flight. There's also 35 tons of commercial freight.
I don't know what's in there, unless you open them and have a look. Could be anything. Weirdest thing I've ever got on there. Cheetahs. African big cats, cheetahs, on the Emirates. 7 of them. They went out to Dubai. Some rich Arab prince bought them.
Steve has to make sure that everything is loaded in exactly the right position.
These 2 nose in, 2 nose out, and a pair.
I've just given the loading driver instructions how to load the baggage bins.
As you can see on the bin, they have like a nose. So we say nose in, nose out, and then we use pair. So a nose in, nose out is a pair. That's how we do it. If you load a plane in correctly, they know about it when it's in the sky, and they definitely know about it when it's at the other end. But the consequences are, you know, could potentially bring the aircraft down. Well, 16 years ago I came to London Heathrow Airport and learnt the trade within 6 months to a year, liked what I was doing. I've been a loading supervisor, team leader for 15 years. I send everyone on holiday. I make people happy. 2 nose in.
Back inside the airport, the departure halls are filling with the day's passengers, saying their farewells.
It's not just a great big building with people in it, it's got all kinds of people with all kinds of emotions, and that's what really makes this place unique.
Service team leader Kola has just started his shift in Terminal 4 departures.
This is where you got people coming to say bye-bye to their loved ones. You do see people happy, some people crying. It's kind of nice. Sometimes I tend to wave along with them. Because I kind of like that part, you know, where they wave and I just wave along as well. How long are they going away for?
1.5 months.
Ooh, okay. Wow.
I'm telling him I'm coming in the next flight.
Ah, okay. Which is a month's time.
It is a month's time. Yeah.
Oh, all kinds of emotions you can not even believe, you know. It's brilliant, though. It's brilliant.
Kola has to deal with anything that could disrupt the terminal's operations. And the airport's control centre has just spotted something amiss.
Section 4, we have a report of an unattended bag. The location is Terminal 4 repack area on the departures level.
Yeah, what do you require?
Across the airport, we get quite a lot of unattended bags. I'll say around 20 to 30, probably per day.
I've seen the item, just going towards it now. Thank you very much.
An unattended bag has the potential to close an entire terminal, causing severe delays.
Basically, what goes through your mind is, you know, is it a safe bag to touch? Yeah, cool.
Once the necessary security checks have been undertaken, Kola is able to open the bag.
Along the line, you get to pick up what's actually safe and what's not, because then you develop that instinct over the time. It's all just clothes, shoes, babies' nappies as well. This is quite nice. You got a camera here, you got money here, pictures so you know who they are. Kilo base, kilo 3.
Kilo 3, kilo base.
Can you do me a favor, please? Can you put a call out for someone for me?
Yep, what's the name?
Name is Pamela.
Pamela, and surname?
I'd have to spell that for you. It's Echo Romeo Echo.
Passenger announcements. A passenger announcement for Pamela Erim Wamaru. That's Pamela Erim Wamaru to please return to security lane 5.
Hearing the announcement, the bag's relieved owner comes to collect it.
Hi. What's your name?
Oh, Pamela.
Yes, you don't need to panic, ma'am. Have you lost something?
Bag.
I found your bag,
Thank you, where is it?
We've got your bag, okay? So just wait here for me.
Bless you, thank you.
No problem at all. I'll be right back. Let me go and get a bag.
On the other side. I'm blood pressure.
No, not at all, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nigerian?
Yes, I am as well. Yes,
God
at all.
Thank you.
God bless you, and you enjoy your flight.
Thank you.
Okay.
I will.
All right. Bye-bye now.
All right.
And that's what I like to do, to try and help people, just to make sure everyone has a really good, seamless journey across the airport, and that's what it's all about.
Not all the people that work at Heathrow have the airport's permission to be there.
Angelina, Brad, Cameron Diaz, Taylor Swift. Yeah, they all come through. It's a good buzz.
Kate is a paparazzi photographer.
What we'll just use for this job is just a short and flash. which is a short lens. You can get pretty close at the airport, all charged up, ready to go.
She works for an agency that sells her photos worldwide.
Half the time I don't even know where they're going, so I just get my sales report at the end of the month and go, oh, yeah, OK.
Today, she's hoping to get a shot of singer Jessie J.
She's huge here, she's huge in America. So it's definitely worth waiting around for.
But paparazzi photography is banned at Heathrow. If Kate is spotted, she'll be ejected from the airport.
I'm just looking on Twitter to see if there's any pictures of her when she left the airport, LA, and just see if there's anything that, you know, confirms that she's actually on her way.
2 hours after her flight was due in, Jessie J still hasn't appeared. But this may not be a wasted trip for Kate. Model Heidi Klum has just flown in with her boyfriend.
Everybody wants to get the best shot, so you just got to literally dive in there. There's no special treatment at all.
Oh, lovely.
When it is a scrum, it's carnage. So I'll just send the pictures to the office, and that's it, and their wonderful sales team will sell the pictures. This is why, when you're at Heathrow, you know, different celebrities will come through and you don't even know that they're on the plane. So you've always got to keep your eyes open when you're here. Just goes to show. Thank you. Cheers, Heidi.
It's lunchtime in Heathrow's departure hall. Today, it's the venue for an unusual proposition, for a passenger flying out to the States.
What's going on?
Pretty obvious. Bit of dance routine, propose to my girlfriend.
He's proposing.
She's flying out to see her friends get married. And so she wants to be engaged before that, she told me one time, so this is kind of the last moment surprise. It's a hot surprise. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
How do you think she's going to respond?
I have no idea. Hopefully well. And she got a bottle of champagne coming on the flight, so that should sort of cope with the surprise and the shock.
A crowd builds as the suitor waits for his unwitting target.
Exceeded them by a long way. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, I had inklings, I suppose, but this is definitely a surprise, yeah. Sorry, I was
Elsewhere in departures, paparazzi photographer Kate has had another tip-off.
Yeah, I'm here, yeah. Just a normal place, yeah. I was double-checking. You know what I'm like. OK, bye.
She's been told by her agency that Kylie Minogue is about to fly out of Heathrow.
Love shooting her. She ends up in the fashion magazines. She's always smiling, she's always happy to see you. Been shooting her now for 5 years. I love the buzz of getting that shot of a celebrity. Where do you want me?
Just over the walkway.
Yeah.
But not right into the main terminal.
No, just in the alleyway. Yeah, OK. Thank you. You see a celebrity, you just want them to yourself. I want to get them out of the car. Yes, obviously you get paid a lot more money if it's exclusive. But if somebody else sees it at the same time, Let me get some shots down here.
I'm balanced at the moment.
You just look at the camera for once, please, Kylie. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good flight. It's all over in 10, 20 seconds, but I love the adrenaline. It's lovely. All smiles. It's just what they wanted. Job done.
Kylie is just one of 37 million people who'll fly out of Heathrow this year. This huge passenger flow puts unrelenting pressure on the airport security team.
Okay, step forward. I may search you, anything sharp? Most people are happy to be searched. They kind of recognise the environment they're in and see it as a normal day-to-day thing. It's kind of odd when someone throws it out there to you, oh, I don't want you touching me, or why are you touching me? That kind of makes it a bit more difficult for me. So you want to give it a quick check?
No one escapes careful scrutiny.
Hello, gorgeous.
That's fine, thank you. Thank you. 3 shirts. Why you got 3 shirts on?
The weather.
The weather. Are you cold? You're very cold, yeah?
Going to Siberia.
An unusually dressed passenger arouses Sandeep's suspicions.
So you're gonna have to go for search in private. There's still 3 of us here. All right. You've got too many clothes on. We're gonna have to give you a quick check, okay? Come this way.
More intimate searches are conducted in a private side room.
Okay, so just take 2 of your shirts off, please. Yeah, take them off, please.
How many shirts have you got on there?
Thank you.
With so many layers of clothing, it's impossible for Sandeep to determine what is setting off the metal detector.
So you're gonna have to take this stuff off as well. Another shirt. Another shirt. So that's 3 there, and he's wearing 1 plus a jacket, yeah.
Where are you flying to? Going to Nigeria?
Ghana. I come from Ghana.
A gentleman's just taken off 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of clothing at the moment, and
so you can feel it can't get no pressure on it. So
yeah.
The weather is...
Yeah, the weather is too cold for this gentleman. Okay. Anything else underneath there? All done.
Sandeep is eventually able to determine that it's nothing more sinister than buttons setting off the detector.
That's all fine, thank you very much. Third time lucky, yeah. Thank you very much, okay?
No problem, no problem.
So he said he had so many layers on because it's really cold in Britain, but there's also the fact that there's an excess baggage charge for overweight items, so probably had a lot of clothes in his bag, didn't want to pay the baggage, and decided to put them all on, basically.
Over at the headquarters of Heathrow's police force, another prisoner is awaiting extradition. Michael is being sent to the Czech Republic to face charges of fraud and theft.
I'm here over 6 years now. I've got here my partner, my son, and was working here all the time, repairing TVs, radios, CDs, and things like that.
Right, yeah, you two jump in.
While living in Manchester, Michael heard that the police were looking for him, so handed himself in.
This is a chap that's wanted in the Czech Republic for a fraud offence, I think it is. He's going back voluntarily, so this one's slightly different. That's why he's not in the back of the police van in the cage. You know, he doesn't want us hanging over him forever, so that's why he's volunteered himself.
10 years ago, Michael used fake documents to hire a car, then sold it.
The Czech police know I'm in Great Britain, and that I find out I need to be deported to the Czech Republic.
He's just getting checked in onto the flight, just like any normal passenger would do. So he'll check his baggage in, and then we'll go through, and he'll walk through like any normal passenger. You'll just have a police officer either side of him.
So, do you think you'll go to prison?
I'm not sure this moment, really. But obviously I don't know what's happening now. When I come home, when I'm going, what's happening, I'm not sure, really. So I lost it now, my family, my son, my brother.
Although Michael handed himself in willingly, He's still accompanied by 2 Czech officers for the return flight.
The captain wanted to have a quick briefing just to find out exactly who he was taking on board. He was quite happy. And the guys handed over to the Czech officers, straight onto the aircraft, and we've come away. So, nice and easy.
"1,400 flights take off from Heathrow every day, each in a tight departure slot. The responsibility for making sure a plane hits its scheduled departure falls to one person, the dispatcher. 26-year-old Callie has to get this afternoon's flight to North Carolina away on time.
You can print your name in that one for me. So this bag here? Yeah.
She's responsible for the loading of the freight, passengers, baggage, and fueling of the plane.
Perfect.
Her first job is to get all the crew checked in.
Morning, Captain. How are you?
I'm well.
I'm still waiting for your flight plan. So once I've got it, I'll bring it straight out to the aircraft for you. Should be about 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I normally now give him his flight plan and all his documents that he needs for the flight. I haven't actually received it just as yet. I've explained to him that I haven't got it and that I'll take it directly out to the aircraft, so he's happy with that. He's really nice, actually.
Callie started the job when she was only 23.
The responsibility is huge. Can get extremely stressful. Trying to make sure that the flight's going to go on time, that you've done everything that you need to do. I started working here on check-in 5 years ago, and I was there for 2.5 years, and then I moved to dispatch, so I've been here for 2.5 years now. I think it's quite an achievement to be in sort of this job role at quite a young age. It's quite a lot of responsibility.
Next, Callie has to make sure the right amount of aviation fuel, all 65,000 litres of it, is being loaded.
If anything changes, I'll let you know. Okay. So far, so good.
Okay.
Oh, you're welcome. The lights up here, it does a countdown for the time for when the captain's got left until he needs to go. So it's quite a good one to walk past and quickly look to see how long I've got left.
Back in the office, the captain's documentation has finally arrived.
This is the captain's flight plan and all his weather, information, everything that he basically needs. They've got dispatchers out in America who put the flight plan together. It then goes into the system and we have to print it and give it to him when he arrives. Hello.
Hello.
All for you.
Some documents?
Yes.
Before the plane leaves on its 4,000-mile trip, the captain must sign off Callie's flight plan.
There you go, Captain. I'll leave it with you, and I will come back in a little while for it.
Very good.
Thank you.
Can we close the front, gentlemen, please?
Ramp manager Steve is leading the team working to load Callie's flight on schedule.
Where's the cargo got?
I've got them. Or how many hands do you think I got? Just use the ironing board.
Use the ironing board.
Callie and Steve work for Donata, one of 9 competing handling agents that look after planes at Heathrow. Their company could be fined and ultimately lose their contract if they delay the flight. Half an hour before scheduled departure, this plane is fully loaded. But when Callie checks in with the airline at the gate, her schedule is suddenly under threat.
We're just missing one passenger with a local check bag, so we can start finding out whereabouts our bag is. If the passenger doesn't turn up, obviously we'll have to offload him.
Which means offloading a bag for me.
For security reasons, planes can't fly with the bags of missing passengers. So this late traveller is a big problem for Callie and Steve.
Yeah, go. Yeah, Steve, we need to start looking for a bag. 33 left.
OK, I'll open the holds up. Will you bring the information down for me?
Yeah, I'll hand it over to Steve for you. I'll give you a shout if we get the passenger.
OK, copy that. We've got bags off.
Which is a bit of a nightmare. When you do get a busy flight and you need to take off sort of 5 baggage bins, It's not so good.
With 500 bags to search through, Steve's team face a race against the clock to get the plane away on time.
Open hole 4 for me. We might have bags off.
Steve and his ramp team have to locate the missing passengers' bags.
Because the guys have basically loaded what they've needed to, so they've closed the whole doors. So all the equipment is pulled away from the aircraft. Now that we've got an offload, they need to get the equipment back onto the aircraft and then reopen the doors. So it takes a little while to even get the aircraft back open again.
There's loads of different reasons. People get lost. They don't know where they're going. They could be anywhere in the airport. Some people go shopping. Some people don't come out of the bar. There's lots of different reasons.
To get a bag off is a lot of work. It's not straightforward. It doesn't take 5 minutes. It's quite a long-winded process.
Whoever finds it gets to sleep with me tomorrow.
We've got people searching the terminal just to see if we can find him, but at the minute there's no sign of him.
Callie now has just minutes to find the passenger or offload the bag. Otherwise, she'll lose her takeoff slot. This could delay the flight and result in a heavy financial penalty.
Timing's a massive, massive part of dispatch and making sure that the flight goes out. You know, the captain's relying on us to make sure that we have his aircraft doors closed because he wants to go on time.
With 10 minutes to go, Callie can't afford to wait any longer for her missing passenger.
Are we saying it's definite now?
Take him off. I'm going to close up.
Yeah, Steve, that passenger's definitely coming off.
Have you got it?
Yeah, I got it. I just scanned it off for you.
Lovely. At the end of the flight, can we get it round to
The baggage hall, please, belt 9.
That's correct. I'll copy that, Callie. Belt 9. I'll get someone to take it now. Lovely. Thank you.
With the bag offloaded, Steve's team have to work fast to get the hold closed and their loading gear clear, so that the plane can get away on time. With just moments to spare, a tug is called to push the plane from the stand to the runway.
These things are very powerful and very torquey. They're not very fast. They probably do 25 miles an hour tops. But the power they have to push a 600-ton aircraft with its engines going, you need something pretty powerful and pretty heavy.
Despite the tug's huge size, it has to be manoeuvred with millimetre precision.
Hello, it's Callie. Hello, we good to go? OK, lovely, I'm just coming down.
There's now only 2 minutes for Callie to make her final checks and get the air bridge clear.
So, doors are all closed, captain's ready to go, and now the jet bridge to come off, and he can go.
What's it like to drive?
Well, these ones aren't very nice. They're a bit all over the place. Lovely. Done.
This is the part where the nerves start to creep in. You know you're going to push this, so you're just waiting for that, right, we're ready to go, and actually get the job done. He's flashing up now, so that means he'll be ready to go. Once the engineer says we're ready to go, then the plane's under my control. The pilot has no more control. It's down to me and my wing guys. They'll tell me if there's a problem. It does give you a rush.
Bravo, holding short of Fox. 13713, okay, thanks, left 10, Foxtrot, left Bravo, TT5.
That's it, it's gone.
Off she goes.
Despite all the problems, Callie and Steve managed to get their flight to push back on time. Now it's down to Andy to get it to the taxiway.
And it is quite nerve-wracking. It's all that pressure. The plane needs to get out. No matter what the weather is, you try your best to get out.
Checker behind us, departing American 777, enter runway 27 left behind. British Airways 777 will be lining up and waiting on the threshold.
Hold at Alpha 3, cactus 733.
Now he's got his engines starting to fire up. That yellow line out there is just a guideline, the centre of the taxiway. You don't want to go too far over the line because then your wingtips are going on to Alpha taxiway and there could be aircraft coming down. I've got my foot floor all the way down. It's just about pushing it. That's it, lovely.
With the plane in position, Andy hands control over to the pilot, who now needs air traffic control to guide him safely into the air.
Concepts in 220 degrees, 16 knots.
27 right, clear for takeoff, cactus 733.
To get this plane airborne on time from the world's busiest departure runway, the controllers have to perform an incredible juggling act.
263 behind the departing American Airways coloured A330 line.
Right now, there are 20 planes waiting to take off.
Airbus 340 Virgin type at 27 right.
The flight to Charlotte finally departs on schedule. But with only 90 seconds until the next one takes off, there's a busy day ahead for the army of workers at Britain's busiest airport.